Greetings, YouTube. This is Beautiful Mind. We have the question from pre-calculus on finding trig function values. Let's take a look at it. So I think we're using Pre-Calculus Essentials by Rati McWaters. So this comes from section 4.2, question 25 out of the back of that section. So it says, find the exact values of the six trigonometric functions of the given angle. Do not use a calculator. Okay. Now something like this, I typically don't use radians. I'll convert to degrees, do whatever work I need to do, and then be sure to put it back into degrees. Put it back into radians at the appropriate time. So let's see what this, and because I have no sense of where this is on a unit circle or anything. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. So I typically convert this to degrees. So let's do the conversion. So since we have radians on top, we need radians on bottom. So the conversion is going to be 180 degrees is equal to pi radians, okay? So now our units of radians are going to cancel, all right? And we're left only with degrees. So this is, let's see, that's 90. So 45 times 3, that's 120 plus 15, 135. So this is a negative 135 degrees, okay? So now if we do a negative 135, just as a quick sketch, so I'm going to do these based on the unit circle. So say we have, the unit circle. Now if we're at a negative 135, here's 0 degrees, all right? So then this is a negative 90, right? Because you have to go clockwise is negative. Okay? So that's negative 90. This is the negative 180 degrees, okay? So then if we're at negative 135, that means we are in quadrant 3, right? And then the next question is we want to find the reference angle. By reference angle, I mean how far away from the x-axis are we? So if we're over here at negative 135 degrees, right? How far away are we? Let's see. So this measurement is 45 degrees. So we're 45 degrees away from the x-axis in quadrant 3. Okay, so the reference angle is 45. So then, now if I use the unit circle, so I'll do the unit circle in orange. So now from the unit circle, here's 1, 2, and 3. This is 30 degrees, this is 45 degrees, and this is 60 degrees, okay? Now this is from the unit circle. All the denominators are 2, right? And then you just count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you just take the square root of all the numerators. Oops. Just take the square root of all the numerators. Okay? And so the way this goes, this goes cosine t, sine t. Okay, so cosine is the x, sine is your y. So now, whenever we're 45 degrees away from the x-axis, both your cosine and sine are both root 2 over 2. You just have to straighten out whether it's positive or negative. Now, if we're in quadrant 3, both the x and y, they're both negative. So we have a negative and a negative. Okay, so now, since we're 45 degrees away from the x-axis in quadrant 3, I know that both sine and cosine are both root 2 over 2, and they're both going to have a negative sign. Okay, so now all I'm doing is 45 degrees and doing it as if my results are in quadrant 3, okay? So now when we do our calculations, so if we say sine of a negative 3 pi over 4, that's essentially the same as sine of 45 degrees in quadrant 3. So sine of 45 is root 2 over 2, but it should be negative because we're in quadrant 3, okay? Cosine of a negative 3 pi over 4 is the same as cosine of 45 degrees, so that's just a root 2 over 2. Since we're in quadrant 3, it's going to be negative, because x and y are both negative in quadrant 3, okay? Then when we do tan of a negative 3 pi over 4, tan is nothing but sine over cosine. In this case, it's just going to be 1. Tan is also your slope, okay, between your terminal point and the origin. Okay, so this makes sense because in quadrants 3 and 1, the tangent is positive because the slope is positive. Okay. we got sine, cosine, tangent, then we have cosecant, negative 3 pi over 4. So now we just take the reciprocal. So this is going to be a negative 2 over root 2. But then when you rationalize, it's going to be a negative root 2. So I just flipped the above one. So then when we look at secant, negative 3 pi over 4, you just flip the above. It's going to be the same thing, same argument, negative root 2. Okay, and then when we look at cotan, negative 3 pi over 4, you flip and you get your 1. All right. And so with that, from one beautiful mind, we'll end the session here, and from one beautiful mind to another, enjoy the rest of your day. So thank you, YouTube. If you like these types of presentations, this is actually a free online math tutoring service. So if you do like these types of presentation and you would like to see more and you would like to support and things of this nature, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And you know, I agree with like Khan Academy with the philosophy that, you know, education should be free for everybody around the world, because it just doesn't make sense to charge for stuff like this. I don't really believe in the monetary system, but I do have to at least touch on it and mention it and have a channel or a stream for people to donate, because this is a monetary system. So for right now, the best kind of nation is a donation, and the best kind of ships are relationships, you know, preferably good one. So donations of any size are actually greatly appreciated at the link in the description. And you know, but again, I can help all the way through Calculus 3 pretty proficiently. I mean, I can do more like set theory and some of the other advanced mathematics. I just haven't looked at them since I was a student in quite a while. But I'm open. And Cal 2 is the other one I'm not that strong in, because I just haven't looked at it. But so if you have any questions, just snap a picture, you know, either screenshot or take a picture and, you know, send it to me, and type up your question, and you know, we can take a look at it and have it in one of our featured videos, okay? And so with that, we will end the session here, and from one beautiful mind to another, enjoy the rest of your day.